guys are live.
All right, welcome inside Paul Brown Stadium. We're here. We got a drum off happening behind us. It's drumline here.
Cool.
Somebody's about to get served. That's Miami University Redhawks going up against the Growl. The true matchup of the day, really.
It's pretty strong.
It is pretty strong. I like a drum off.
I do.
Only if they lay down and then I wanted to turn into a dance off. Yeah. All of a sudden, somebody comes out and then they have two beatboxers sit down and just start spinning on their head and stuff. That's what I love.
Yeah.
I want the old school throwdown. No,
I'm cool with it.
you're cool.
Well,
Did you ever see Drumline?
I did.
Did you like it?
I was entertained.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
It was okay. Could have been better, as far as I'm concerned. So it won't be the only matchup of the day. Bengals-Bills. Hey. So we're here. We're in this stadium.
Yeah.
And it's in the city that we work in.
Right.
So we get to
Been a while.
So we get to come into this stadium and not have to like go anywhere.
Right.
It's near our house. That's pretty cool. We should do more of those. We should
Right.
do
It's
more of
been
those.
second time in 52 days that the Bengals
Yes.
have been in Paul Brown Stadium.
The Browns game, and then before that,
Yeah.
it was that Thursday night Miami game.
Yeah.
Was the only time that we've been here. When you throw in the London home game and a bye week and all kinds of road trips. So 4 out of the last 7
Right.
here.
Right.
But none of them matter if they don't win today, pretty much.
Right. Yeah. It's look, it's an important one, and you know, Paul, at the very start of this stretch of games from Cleveland to Cleveland, this was where the Bengals had to make hay after starting 2-4, and they haven't done. I mean, they got the Cleveland win, but then you know this tie in Washington, the loss Monday night, you know, against average teams. They got another average team inside of Buffalo this afternoon, Paul. But I know you and I not really thinking this Bengals team is magically going to turn around in a short week.
I don't know what we've seen to this point to make you believe that all of a sudden they're going to be better in two specific areas. To me, this game is all about two areas where the Bills lead the NFL in rushing yards per attempt, and they lead the NFL in sacks. The Bengals have been terrible against the run, and they've been terrible protecting the pass. If they get dominated in those two areas, they're going to lose again.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we've seen in recent weeks to make us believe that they're suddenly going to be great in those two areas. Because you have to be great in those areas to keep Buffalo from taking over, because they're so good at what they do.
Right. And the only real change today, news of the afternoon, was Ray Maluga, essentially a healthy scratch. You know, he returned to practice off his mysterious fibula injury from last week. Not playing, but again, Paul, I mean, he didn't play Monday night.
No.
And that Giants team was able to salt away a game in the fourth quarter. So I don't know. You know
what? This used to be a Ray Maluga wheelhouse game. When it was, they're going to run the football.
Right.
You've got to come in and stop the run. Ray Maluga, what is he? He's as good at stopping the run as anybody.
Right.
That's what he does. That's why he's on this team. Now on a week where he was active, full participant, not on the injury report, he's not even playing against the number one rush offense in football. I think that tells you probably all you need to know about his standing in future with this team right now.
Okay,
Lindsay, do we have anybody chiming in with questions or
yeah,
anything
it's
like
a
that?
lot of overreaction. So I'm going to go ahead and get that, because we're just going to call it an overreaction Sunday, because they are sitting at 3-5-1.
Yeah.
Crazy to think they still have a shot at AFC North. When is Marvin Lewis going to lose his job? That's how they said it.
You know, I think this season would have to spiral so far out of control. You know, it's interesting if you read Doc's column today on Bengals woes, and just sort of so many woes on the plan for this team and building this roster, what it all means. You know, he talked to Duke Tobin, and Duke sort of said, we're not going away from the plan. There are guys to step up and have larger roles at all these spots where maybe some of the veteran guys aren't playing as well. Them not differentiating from the plan is a pretty common theme within this organization. Like it, hate it, however you feel about it, Marvin Lewis is a part of the plan for this organization.
And look, I mean, people want overhauls. There was a huge coaching overhaul this past offseason. Paul Gunther changed his entire staff.
And it's been used as an excuse for why they
right.
didn't
And you have a new quarterbacks coach for whatever that's worth on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, it's all of the things that happen with new coaches happen coming into this year.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like this is more on players versus Marvin?
It's on everybody. I think it's on Marvin. I mean, I do think it's on Marvin, but I don't know that means that he's going to get fired. Right. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
If you're asking me if he's going to get fired, I don't think he's going to get fired. But I do believe a lot of what's happened this year is certainly on him because he's the head coach.
Yeah.
It all comes back to him.
Yeah, it's funny. Marvin makes me laugh when he's like, players win, coaches lose.
Yeah.
I tend to blame, on this particular group, Paul, I put more on the players.
Yeah.
Because I guess because I was that guy at the start of the year, and even up through the first 6 weeks, that was like, look at this group of players. It's the same guys. Some of them got paid. Some of them should be entering their prime or like right in the sweet spot of their prime.
Yeah.
So, as George does.
I don't know.
But I get your point. He's the head coach, and it all comes down.
Those guys playing well comes back to him.
But I guess for me, I think, not that it should be autopilot, but like, I don't know. These guys have all done it before. So to me, it's like, well, I've seen guys who played so well a year ago not either get better, regress, or sort of like pay attention half the time.
Yeah.
And I don't. To me, that's on that guy.
Yeah. And the guys that they have drafted eventually coming to take over their spots have not been ready to do.
Which is a coaching issue, though.
That's a coaching.
That's a coaching issue.
That's an organization issue.
Right.
Did you draft the right guy? Did you develop them properly? Are you getting them properly motivated? All these issues.
It's all interconnected.
It's all interconnected. Yeah. But as far I just don't think you could say one person. But if there is one person, it's him.
Nick Vigil, what's his impact going to be at the last part of the season or our upcoming games?
I think there's a feeling that Nick Vigil's going to show up, and people expect him to show up, and like it's going to be like Mike Singletary who just came in. And, I mean, he's a third-round draft pick who's never played it down before. Like, I'm sure everybody should be excited about Nick Vigil's future because he's a draft pick, and maybe he'll be good, maybe he won't. I don't know, but who cares?
He's different. What it is, Paul, is he's new, he's different. He's played one snap since, and that was the Browns game here, where he kind of got lost in the wash when Isaiah Crowell ran in for a 1-yard touchdown. He hasn't played since. It was only snap of the Browns game. He's played, I think, 14 or 15 snaps the entire season.
I'm just kind of tired of hearing, like, is Nick Vigil going to play? Like, he's going to change anything. He's some third-round pick.
He reminds me of Dawson.
And go ahead and, right. It's exactly the same thing. Everybody wanted Paul Dawson to play, and he got cut. Yeah. He wasn't even good enough to be on the 53. And then before that, there was another third-round pick that was supposed to play and fix everything. Right. Before that, there was two. There's a whole lot of failures. If you're looking at the third-round pick bin, there's a whole lot in the failure bin, not many in the success bin.
Well, when you're not winning and you only have 3 wins and a tie, Andy Dalton, we're going to go back to him, and I know he's had protection issues. AJ Green spoke about it. Is Andy Dalton going to survive as far as protection of being able to stay healthy this season?
If there's a game where he doesn't survive, I guess it would be this one where the Bills lead the NFL in sacks. I mean, they're going to be bringing blitzes. They're going to be doing whatever they can to get after.
They're going to, put it this way. I think Gil Brandt tweeted out something earlier this week, Paul, that Cedric Ogbuehi had allowed like 30-plus pressures plus sacks.
He's been leading the league most of the year, and I think only because he's starting to take some series off has he been passed. He's like second or third. Yeah.
So you're right. I mean, look, Andy showed up on the injury report for the second time this year. Technically, he did have a hip thing for like a day early in the year. Right shoulder. I mean, he took it. Well, I mean, that's where. I mean,
he took a lot of
throw
hits
with the right arm.
Yes.
So
and you land on the right arm quite often if you're in your own.
Yeah. So I mean. Sure, because he's crazy legs Dalton, and he runs around and gets space, but Buffalo's going to bring it.
Buffalo's going to bring it. Yeah, I mean, who knows? But I'm sure everyone will think then the season would turn around if he got hurt, because then A.J. McCarron would play, because he's the real answer, right, Lynn?
There are people here asking for A.J. McCarron, and I think you're not paying close enough attention. You're not paying close enough attention.
How does anybody watch this team and think that the quarterback is the problem? How?
Yeah, seriously, I don't understand it.
I
I'm
don't.
sorry. That was aggressive, Lance.
No,
No.
it should be aggressive because you're just they're not paying attention.
Did I clip my nose hairs today? Can
We're
we get
gonna
a
find out on
view?
the replay of that, but I'm gonna bounce off because there are a lot of Andy Dalton questions, and again, you have to pay attention to what else is going on out there. And someone says, "How has he improved? How has he had a chance to improve?"
No, he has
okay.
improved.
Yeah.
I think statistically this year,
Improvised plays have been great.
where Andy's going into last year, going into this year, specifically, Andy Dalton under pressure was not good.
Yeah.
That was an issue for him. He's been one of that has improved without a doubt this year.
He hasn't made many mistakes. He's had a few, obviously, but his interception rate is a career low. His yards per attempt is really high.
Right.
It's up near the top of the league, and they're putting way more on him than they ever had. He doesn't have Hugh Jackson. He's had to deal with new receivers. He's had to deal with a new coordinator, a new quarterbacks coach, a right tackle who can't block. I mean, you have had all that thrown at him, and he's still putting up great numbers. He's been the only reason this team has been in any of the games that they've been in for the most part, because the defense has been a leaky pile of dung as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and kind of bounce off of that and any positives to pull out. And I think right now you could say they're in the AFC North.
Yeah.
The only positive is everybody else sucks too.
Yeah.
It's the only
Hey,
positive.
and you know what? Here's the thing, because they have to play. They could win today. You and I both go to
Sure.
Cincinnati.com.
Absolutely.
They could win. Buffalo is not great. They could win next week. In Baltimore, because to me Baltimore is terrible. And but 9-6-1 can win this division.
8-7-1.
8-7-1 could.
8-7-1.
8-7-1 could.
So yes, we talked about, actually wrote about this week, Paul, where a lot of guys, if you were drafted in 2012 or to the present, this team has won at least 10 games a year. There's a different psychology to some of these young guys. Like Tyler Eifert said, he's like, I don't know what it's like to have to be 3-5 and pull ourselves out. It's always been easy.
Yeah.
Winning's always been easy, which is, again, for longtime Bengals fans, it's kind of weird, I'm sure, to hear them say that. But for this group, Jay Kirkpatrick, every loss is like, man, all I know is how to win.
Yeah.
I got coming from Alabama.
Yeah.
So so that's, I think,
There's a mentality
when you
to
mentioned
this.
coaching,
Yeah.
and Marvin Lewis addressed it this week. How do you get these young guys to know 3-5-1 isn't over, especially because no one in the division has run away from it.
And Ken Zampesi's never had to pull a team out of this.
Right.
Paul Gunther's never had
right.
to pull a team out. The last time they were getting pulled out of it, Mike Zimmer was pulling them out.
Right.
And Jay Gruden was pulling them out. And, you can even go further back than that. So you're right. This is not a team that really knows how to deal with these situations. We'll find out if they have that grit.
Lindsay's fingers are getting red and cold,
It
so
is-
this will be our
this
last
is it.
one.
Let's wrap
It's a little cold. I kind of want to bounce off of that. You said Jake Gruden, his brother, earlier this week said the Bengals are the best team in the AFC North, at least talent-wise. Would you guys agree with that?
I've said that since the beginning. I mean, even with the talent that we've talked about that is depreciated, they still have more talent than everybody else. It's just it hasn't come together. They've gotten their butts kicked in the fourth quarter of close games.
Yeah.
How different would we feel if Doc kind of had to write about this too? We've talked about it a bunch. If Tyler Boyd holds on to that catch, and Mike Nugent hits a PAT, and they're 5-4, and they're streaking on 3-game win streak, and they're about to. Everyone thinks they're about to run away with the division, but those two plays go wrong, and so I mean, I don't think it changes a whole lot. I do think that they have the talent. I don't know if they're going to be able to put it together. I've said it all week. My line of the week is the math says yes, the eyes say no about this team.
That's fair.
All right.
That's it.
Is that it? Is that all we got?
There's a lot of questions, but they're going on Nick Vigil, so I think we should just...
Oh, Nick Vigil. Yeah, no. Let's get rid of Vigil. I'm not even going to throw my water today because I'm afraid I'm going to splash on you again. It's too cold, so I'm not going to do that. And I already pretty much attacked the eye hole of the iPhone, so I'm not going to do that anymore. We'll just say goodbye, and we'll be peaceful today.
All right.
We'll be peaceful. All
It's
right.
out.